which parking lot are you talking about? How is it actually zoned? Is it also zoned commercial? You know, it's just very complex, which is why we need to fix the general plan.
Okay. One thing you can do throughout the whole process, you can build as of right. So if you have a parking lot that you can do something to, you can build it. You just don't get the zoning change. So you can't go, let's say you have a parking lot and you can put up a 3-story building, that means you can't put up, you know, a 30-story building. You know, but you can build as of right.
Or what I always call, what we see often is written by right. Maybe that's not a so we're going to have a lot of questions. I'm not sure if we should take them all now, but we'll try, because I'm still not really through my little summary, which I thought would take 5 minutes. Go for it.
Yeah, this is just maybe an elaboration of that question, and maybe it's unanswerable, but I'm trying to get my head around how big an issue this 15-acre thing. I'm not a person that's
I'm sorry, can you speak so make sure everybody can hear you?
Yeah, it's a follow-up on that, asking about the sort of the quality of how large the problem is, this 15-acre thing. And I asked this from a base of not knowing anything about planning, but it seems like it's a big deal. Is it a huge big deal in the overall issue of 15-acre lots and what they can already do if they want to versus what they can't if they wanted to? Or is it a fairly small issue? Can you have some kind of sense of talking about that or not?
Well, there's a couple ways. It is a good question. There's a couple ways to think about it. One is how many projects that currently seek general plan amendments are bigger than 15 acres. And there's only a very few of those in the city. There's the Rocketdyne plant in the valley. There's the Macy's, the Macy's site in the valley. And I think there may be one. There's one or two in the Warner Center or something like that. But it's fairly rare to have, to have a single owner of 15 acres in an infill dense part of the city. The second question is how much new housing is proposed using these two tools, general plan amendments and zone changes. And there's different studies that have shown different things. The Beacon study that was referenced showed about 15 to 20% of new housing is created using these over the past 10 years. The UCLA released a study showed between 9 and 28% of new units is done this way.
The last 5 years.
Yeah, and I've looked at the last 5 years, and it's gone from about 3,000 units an acre proposed in 2013 and 14 to 6,000 units in 2014. 2015 is about 6,000. Last year it spiked to around 15,000, and that's partly because people are afraid of arrest. I mean, just in the first 6 weeks of 2017, just in Skid Row and downtown, you had 1,000 affordable units being proposed that require general plan amendments. These are 3 projects by Skid Row Housing and one by Weingart. All 3 of them would take industrial sites, rezone them for commercial or residential, and they put up 200, 500 units of permanent supportive housing or affordable housing. So the people who are building housing in the city see this as such a threat that they're racing to get projects done ahead of time. They're racing to put in different types of proposals. So it's both a big deal and also it won't stop all housing, but it'll stop enough that it'll hurt us.
Most of that housing that's being built though is market rate housing.
Which means
2,500. It's affordable if you're making $150,000 a year, and they're not family friendly.
Okay, let me go to, I'm sorry, what's your name, sir?
Ron Magoff.
Ron, okay.
So I'm trying to sort of decipher the intention of it. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm trying to decipher the intention of that part of the measure. And is it so that rather than having a parking lot here turned into a maniacal multi-use building and getting a sort of patchwork city, is the intention so that some overseeing body like a neighborhood council approves what's going on so that there's a sort of cohesive sense to that part of the city?
Partially. Yes, partially. I mean, the other important component, I know this is arcane, but it's just simply is, so we have to find a way to do it. It is to obey the law. We cannot, if we wanted to, in Measure S say, if your lot is 20 feet by 20 feet, you can have a general plan amendment. If your lot is 1,000 feet by 1,000, we cannot legally do that, and we very much wish to play by the rules. And we very much wish to enhance the rules and to get our city council playing by the rules.
Okay, we have a couple more questions, and then
And
I
it
really.
goes back to the charter.
So why don't you just keep on going
Yeah.
about the question?
Well, I want to try a couple more questions because I've committed to myself already, and then I'll keep going. But yeah, this woman here, thank you.
Hi there. When I've been looking into this issue, it seems like over the last 10 years, we've heard a lot, we hear over and over again about the need for affordable housing and the need to do something about the homeless problems. With all the money that's been spent and all the incentives that have been going, do we show any real success in creating more net affordable housing?
Okay,
Or
sorry.
doing something that actually does something for the homeless?
That is actually a question that's, I'm sorry, if it's not directly connected to this, we'll get there, but let's not get there now. So let us in fact keep moving on. So, yeah, go ahead. Did you have a question connected to this piece and
Yeah, just in terms of how this measure justifies itself, I'm against it because the logic of how you just want to follow the law is very confusing to me. I know, for example, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation that you work for has filed many of these lawsuits to stop construction from being built, like the Palladium Towers right next to their high-rise. Is that incorrect? Sorry, you were saying no.
I mean, if you look at how many lawsuits have been filed.
But that is an example of one.
Okay, what's your question?
My question
What's
is,
the question besides?
if the lawsuit is just to follow the law, are you implying that you want these structures to be able to be built, and
Yes.
they are being built currently?
We want them to be planned. We want them to be part of a city plan.
Yes.
We want them
Because
to
you're
be
concerned about these
built.
lawsuits that you yourself are filing.
Can I correct that?
No, let me.
I'm actually one of the
Once
petitioners
again, if we
in
get
the
too
lawsuit.
contentious, we are going to have to cut this out, so go back
Sorry.
to cards, and we're close to
Well,
that.
well,
So
I was
let's see how we're
thinking-
doing.
Well, but you made a reference to a lawsuit.
No, I'm sorry, I'm going to we're not
Okay,
going to do
no
this now,
problem.
we can do it later, thank you.
I feel
No, I'm
that
asking Mickey.
something has been inferred here, and I feel that we need to address it. More than inferred, perhaps. The city charter forbids this kind of spot zoning. The city charter is the constitution of the city. I think we need some big buildings, I think we need all kinds of buildings. But we need them planned, we need them to be legal. You have no idea what will happen if some of these challenges, and they aren't all AHF, let me tell you, by a long shot. Many people have been doing lawsuits about this for years before AHF even got involved, years. It's found these legal challenges to these violations of the general plan amendment, of the charter with general plan amendment. If those are found to be illegal, before we can kind of beat that to the punch with fixing our plan, do you know what kind of building chaos this city will be in? Oh my God. I mean, we don't want to see that. This particular building, it's next to, kind of adjacent to AHF, it's the Palladium. It was built in very questionable legal ways, and those are being challenged.
Okay, I want to move on. I think the last pieces, I can get through them more quickly. Wish me luck, let's see how this goes. One part I think most people would agree on is just really pushing the city to make these hearings regarding zoning changes more accessible to the public, to ensure that they're on weekends or evenings and that they're noticed and all that sort of thing, so.
In the neighborhoods in which things are being built.
Okay, so that's probably the part we're not gonna argue about. Another part is super interesting is regarding environmental impact reports, and this is something I appreciate about Measure S, is that I didn't know about this until Measure S came up, which is that sometimes the developers themselves are able apparently now to hire consultants to write their own environmental impact reports. So of course there's a built-in conflict of interest, which of course is a problem. Now apparently the city of LA, probably spurred by Measure S, has passed a law that would address this, but of course they can unpass it.
They have not passed a law.
Well, they have not.
They have
Okay,
a motion.
apologize.
They have a
A
motion.
motion somewhere.
Okay, sorry, thank you for correcting me. Okay, so that's something we probably
And
would,
it isn't from developers, this is the way
Okay,
it's done
okay.
100%.
fair enough.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
just a clarification.
Sure, I appreciate that, that's
That's
why-
how the city has set it up.
Yes. And then the last part, which I'm sure actually is super controversial, I hope this is the last part, it is.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, exactly, is parking. and we can get into parking if we have time today. This would, so the city currently is able to authorize reduced on-site parking and remote off-site parking. This, if Measure S were to pass, that would change a little bit. They had one sentence to this paragraph about parking, and it says, under no circumstances may the required on-site parking be reduced by more than 1/3. So they are reducing the amount you can reduce parking. Is that
Yeah, that's kind of fair.
pretty good?
Yeah. It is hard to say this kind of stuff.
All right, now I'd like to backpedal a little bit and ask all of you folks, because I think we actually do, like we were saying earlier, agree on a lot of things.
One thing.
Well, let me just actually finish my question. I would like us to find out to talk a little bit about what we actually agree on and start from there as a foundation. Yeah, to make us feel a little warm and fuzzy.
Well, I don't
So-
know.
Okay, maybe that's a little ambitious.
I think the most warm and fuzzy in this group is gonna be this
That little dog?
Yeah. We're all gonna take stiff.
Anybody else? Mark, looks
Well,
like
I
you want to
think
chime in.
probably most people on the panel in the room would like to have older community plans updated to reflect, our current aspirations and current goals for the city. Now, the Measure S does not require the updating of plans, but I think one positive thing about it, it helped advance our
Yes.
conversation. And now I hope the city council actually moves to requiring them 6 years, and we'll get some of them rolling.
Yeah.
Would the group agree that pay for play and just the influence of the environmental impact reports would be worthy of change across the board?
I don't think anybody has any complaints about having the city being the, controlling the EIRs and the traffic studies. The traffic studies are a biggie here. I don't think anybody has a problem with that as opposed to being with the developers. I don't think anybody has a problem saying that, we need to update our general plan, and I think we need to update our 25 community plan. I don't think anybody has a problem with that. I don't think anybody has a problem with the local meetings.
Well, City Hall.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sick and tired of going to these zoning meetings where all you do is see lawyers, arguing over how many angels can fit on the head of a pin. And you look at the number of zoning things, I think there's like 6 pages of, Excel spreadsheets as to all these various zoning requirements.
I'm sorry, I have a real problem with one of the statements that you made, although I think I'm on your side in general.
Okay, just
But the EIRs that are produced by the city are so faulty that my own residents association had to hire our own expert to do, the traffic study is what I'm talking about. The traffic studies. They're so faulty that we had to hire our own, and we actually stopped a major project because of the traffic implication of that project, among other things. I'd like to talk about that a little later when we get
Okay, let's hope we can get to that. Any other things that you folks would like to say up front now for the record that you all agree on, most likely? We're good, that's it?
I'm gonna say something here that might be a little out of school. But I think we agree on some basic things about the city. I think we agree that development is going to happen. I think we agree that we even need development. I think we all agree that we need more housing. We seem to disagree on how much it should cost. I think we all agree on those things, and I think I would say we all agree on the fact that density is our destiny here. We're gonna have density, we are urban, we're gonna be more urban. I don't think we disagree, I truly don't. I think it's process issues and things of that nature that are.
Okay, that's interesting, because that's actually one of the things I wanted to ask about, is I would have assumed before you said that there was a real disagreement among the 4 of you regarding density and your vision for the city in the future. So if you could, if whoever would like to could speak to that, that would be
I
helpful.
think, we're gonna be dense, the population's gonna grow 500,000 over the next 20 or 30 years or whatever the projections are. And that obviously implies density. So the question is, how dense in certain areas? Are you gonna throw up 30-story, 30-story buildings, like one of Franklin and Highland, where the traffic's already, already in the pits. So it's a question of not density, but it's a question of how much and where it goes.
Okay, Mark or Mike, do you folks want to speak to this issue, the density question? Or would you please, even if you don't want to?